Hello. We're gonna start our class in like 2 to 3 minutes. We're going to be learning a really big concept today. Concept of conditions. Okay. Yay. Conditional statements. If this, then that. Else that. Else if that. It's gonna allow us to do so much more instead of just like printing random things. All right, okay, let's start right now. So Unit 4, conditional statements in Python. So table of contents, first we're going to learn the basics, like who is if, what is like the if keyword, like what does it mean in Python? Then we're going to learn about equality, a good thing to have in general. Then we're going to learn about not equality, the opposite of equality. And then we're going to be learning about comparisons. Okay, let's start. The basics of if. Who's this? So what is an if statement? An if statement is a block that allows you to make a decision based on a condition. The if statement would compute a Boolean expression. So over here, where it says condition, that will be the Boolean. Again, a Boolean is a true or false value. So a yes or no. If it's true, then it will run the code below the colon. If it's false, then it just skips that line of code. Yeah, like I said, if the Boolean expression is true, the code inside the if statement will run. If the Boolean expression is false, the code inside will not run. Pass is a keyword that basically just means it'll just like skip it, like pass it. Okay, but how do I write it? So the words inside the parentheses is the condition. That is that the if statement is based on. The parentheses are also optional. You can remove them. Python doesn't really care. If you're taking a different language like Java or JavaScript, I don't know about JavaScript, but for Java, you need the parentheses.
I can't hear you very well.
Hmm?
I can't hear you very well.
Oh, um, wait, can you hear me now? Is that better?
It's like muted. I can hear you, but like quieter.
Bit quieter. Okay, let me just try to increase my volume. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second. I have no clue why it's doing that. Here, how about this? I'll turn on like a transcription thing. Can you guys see the transcription?
Uh, no, I can't see it. But I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's gone.
Just like um if you can on Zoom, click like transcript. Maybe that's so that like you can at least like see what I'm saying, like read it. Or you could just like follow along with the slides.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I can
don't
hear.
really know how to increase the volume right now. Um, oh, or you could go on the YouTube live stream. Testing it. Yeah, or just like follow along with the slides. If you have any questions later, you can ask me on Discord. Okay. Okay, how do you write an if statement? So you have the if right over here, and then you have the condition over here. The parentheses are optional, but you can remove them. In another language like Java, you would need to use the parentheses, but not in Python, thankfully. You use an indentation like tabs, like the tab key on your keyboard, so that you can specify which code is contained by the if statement. So after the semicolon, you have the tab, and then you have your code over here. For example, line 2 will only run when the condition is true. But line 4 will run regardless of the condition. So if the condition is true, again, the condition has to be a Boolean value. If the condition is true, then it will run lines 2 and 3. If the condition is false, it won't run lines 2 and 3. Line 4 will always run, like no matter what the condition is. So yeah, let's talk about equality. It did take a while, but we got there. Okay, equality. So we set A is equal to 3, B is equal to 3, and we say if A is equal to B, then you print they're equal. So one way to use an if statement is to compare two variables like A and B over here. You can do this using the equal equals operator inside the condition. So this is the condition, A is equal to B, right? This will result to true because 3 is equal to 3, Also, you can't use a single equals over here. You have to use double equals because a single equal is used to like make a variable. So make sure to use double equals. So if A is equal to B, then you print they're equal. So over here, yeah, equal and just one equal sign are different. One equal sign is used to assign a variable or like declare the variable. Two equal sign is used to compare different values. So A and B. So wait, let's go back to the slide. Let's
If
say,
you say A is equal to 3, and then can you write if A is equal to 3? Right, they're equal.
mhm.
If you put like A is equal to 3, but then you don't have a second variable, if you compare a variable to a different value, what would you do?
It would still work. So if you say like, wait, let's go in CodeHS. Let me show you. Again, you guys can follow along in a sandbox. So day 6.
So if you like take an input from like the user, and then if
Mhm.
you say if that input is yes, do this, would you have to make another variable that equals yes, or would you have to can you just say equals yes in the if in the condition?
You don't have to have another variable. You can just do like, look, you can do this. So let's say in name is equal to input. What's your name? And then if, well, I use parentheses. You don't need the parentheses. If name is equal to Servesh, my name, right? Then print hello sushi because that's my Discord username. Else, or we didn't learn that yet. And then a normal like hello plus name. And if we run this, I'm gonna make it look better. Okay. If you run this, so I put Suresh. It says hello Suresh. It's because I capitalized the S and it's not capitalized over here. But if I put in
So
lowercase,
the print hello plus name is not
hmm?
part of the if statement.
I'm sorry.
So print hello plus name is not part of the if statement. It runs anyway, right?
Um,
The fourth line of the code, you don't that's not part of the if statement, right?
okay, I'm having like trouble hearing you. So could you like type your question in the chat?
Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, it's like muffled a little. No, it's not. This is not a part of this if statement. So it will run no matter what the condition is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's continue.
Oh, and if you have like the variable as a different like if the variable is an integer int, would you have to pass the others into like int?
So, well, you have to make sure that both of the variables are ints.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I'll show that once I'm like done with all the slides. Okay. So now let's talk about the opposite of equals. So inequality, so we set A is equal to 3 and B is equal to 4. And if A is not equal to B, the exclamation mark and the equal to means not equals. So in this case, 3 is not equal to 4, right? Because A is 3 and B is 4. So it will print this. They are not equal. If this was equal to, it would just skip it and it would not print anything as inequality. Okay, more operations. You can also use less than. The value on the left is less than the value on the right. So in this case, the first example, line 5, A is 3 and C is 4. So A, which is 3, is less than 4. So this is true. And it will print out A is less than C. If A is greater than C, which it's not, 3 is not greater than 4, then it'll just skip this part and it'll just keep going on. Less than or equal to is less than or equal to. You use the less than sign and you have the equal to sign after the less than or greater than sign. It's always after it. Okay. Other conditionals. We have else if, which is else if is the combination of else and if, elif, Python. I honestly kind of found this weird, but Python. Because like in other languages, you would write it out like else and then if, but yeah. In Python, you use elif, E-L-I-F. And if the first if statement is false, and then it will go to the second if statement, and if that's true, it will run the second if statement. But that means if the first if statement is true, then it will run this, and then it will just skip the rest. So it won't
The
look at the
difference
elif.
between else and else.
I'm sorry?
What's the difference between else and else?
Wait, let me show you. Okay. So in this case, if I do elif, name is equal to 1, print, hello, and sign. So like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now if I type in your name,
Mm-hmm.
it will print this because
Okay.
it's not Sarvesh. And yeah.
What if
And
it was else?
the difference is that, okay, let's say,
Is else just every other possibility? So if you put else, would you just do if any other name than Sarvesh, would that be like just the
hmm, yeah, else if is like another possibility. And if you just have else, then it's just all other possibilities.
all of the possibilities? Okay.
Yeah, all other possibilities. So like just print, I don't know you, like that. So
Mhm.
now if I type in something random, it says, I don't know you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, that's elif. And yeah, the last one is else, which I've showed you guys. It's all other possibilities. So here is an example. Let's say x is equal to int. I'm casting it. Input, how old are you? If x is greater than, okay, I'm going to rename x to be age because it's like more descriptive. If age is greater than 18, let's print out you, my bad, you can vote. Elif age is greater than 16, or greater than or equal to, I should say. If greater than or equal to 16, print You can drive. Else, print. Um, you're, I don't know, what do I say?
You're a child.
You're a child, yeah. So let's run that. So now it asks you, how old are you? I'll say 16. I'm 16. And it says I can drive. So what happened was I'm not greater than or equal to 18, so it skipped that. That's false. Then it went to the elif and it says, oh, age is greater than or equal to 16. So then it prints this and it skips the rest. So this doesn't matter anymore. If I say I was 18, it says you can vote. So this is true. It prints this and then it skips lines 4 to 7. If you say 21, that's greater than 18, so it does the same. If you say you're 8, then it will say you are a child. You're a child. Okay, does anyone have any questions? Oh, also, you can also just like put in true, capital T, if true. Print. Nice to meet you. So since this is always true, no matter what you put in here, it's always going to say nice to meet you.
Can you just write nice to meet you there?
I'm sorry?
Okay, then why do you need to have the if statement? Can't you just say print nice to meet you?
Yeah, you can. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. If you do this, same thing. If you put 6, same thing. But like later on, like I think the next unit, we're going to be learning about loops, and we might have to do something like this. While true, this is also another condition. And then if another condition, then you use break.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, just turn this into a Boolean, true, false, one of those. Yeah. Uh, you can have an if inside of an if. You do something like this. You can vote and drive. So now it will check the first if statement, then it will run this. Actually, let's remove that. Let's say else. And then put print. You can. So now it will run the first if statement to check if they're over 18. Then it will run the second if statement to check if they're over 18 and they're over 16. Then it will print this out. So if I say I'm 17, I can drive. If I say I'm 21, I can vote and drive. If I say I'm 18, I can vote and drive. Actually, that's a bad test case because it's always going to say that, and it's never going to say you can vote because if you're over 18, then you're already over 16. So that's a bad one, a bad test, like uh, a bad if statement. But yeah, you're never going to reach this else. But yeah, you can have nested if.
So if you have two conditions, you put them.
Yeah, we're going to learn about next unit. We're going to learn about Boolean math, like more about that. So later, you're also going to learn about something called and. something like that. So if this is true and this is true, then it will run this.
Isn't that what you did before though?
You also have or. Yeah, that's what I did before, but it's like less clunky, right? You don't want to have
Yeah.
an if and then another if. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Also, make sure you always have the tab over here. If you don't have the tab, it's going to throw an error. Um, once code test runs. Yeah, it's going to throw an error, indentation error. So always make sure you have a tab. And if you have a double if statements, then you need two tabs. One, two. Okay. Hmm. I think that's everything about if statements and conditionals. So let's do a game here real quick. Play live. Oh boy, this is going to lag my computer out. Let's play. Yeah, let's play one way out. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna like turn my video off. Okay, that's the join code. I'll put it in the chat. I'll start when everyone in Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. Let me just like tell you guys your homework real quick, and then I'll keep it open. I'll keep the game kit open, but like we can all like leave the meeting. Okay. So your homework for this week, like for this class, is 5.2 if statements. It's in Code HS. Um, yeah, just do all of them. The examples and the videos are like optional if you didn't get anything, if you have any questions. Yeah, do the exercise, the debugging, and the check your understanding. Okay? It's like I think 3 assignments, pretty easy. So yeah, that's your homework for today. Um, 5.2 module 5.2, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining. Again, if you have any questions, you can always ask on Discord or the WhatsApp group. Okay, bye.